you've completed doing your presentation, we are now going to prepare to do our slideshow. But before we prepare doing our slideshow, there might be a couple of things that we want to look at. Let's look at spell checking your presentation. Now there is a couple of grammar and spelling mistakes that I've intentionally done on the presentation, so we're going to try and see how one can check for spelling and grammar in a presentation. To check for grammar and spelling, we go into the review tab and then you check for spelling. Now here you will see that Microsoft PowerPoint gives you a spelling and grammar. This is a spelling dialog box. Now if we look at the presentation that I've done here, you will see now that I've added a couple of slide notes in there where the word retrenched was spelled wrongly. Now Microsoft PowerPoint gives me a chance to go in and try and see if I can have change the spelling for or change the spelling mistake there that I've done in there. So now what I want to do there is I want to go in and say we want to check for the spellings mistake, so it tells me these are the spelling mistakes that have been done and what do you want to do with it. So it gives you the suggestion, it gives you the change. The word values, it's spelled wrongly, so we want to change it into values, which is the correct spelling. The word Wi-Fi, it's also spelled wrongly, so I know that I meant to do Wi-Fi, the spelling there, and then I change it. And the word retrenched, I also go in and do the correct spelling for retrenched. Now Microsoft PowerPoint have finished spell checking for me. Now this is the first thing that you will do when you prepare for printing. The next thing is you want to go in and view your slides so that you can correct the order in which your slides are following each other. So if in my presentation I decide that this slide becomes the second slide, I can only change the sequence in the slide sorter view, in the option slide sorter view. So if I take the slide and put it in here, then I've got this as slide number 2, and then the next one becomes slide number 3. So I've changed the order in which I want the slides to follow each other. I might also want the sales figures to come in here and be the fourth slide in my presentation. So I actually make sure that the sequence of my slides are in the correct order before I go in and do the presentation slideshow. Now the next thing that you would want to do is to actually go into the slideshow option itself, and you want to set up the show. Setting the slideshow means going in and controlling how the slides will be shown in the projector. If I click on the slideshow menu, I'll see there that part of the questions that I need to answer here is, are you going to present the presentation as a speaker, and how many of the slides do you want to show in the presentation? You'll see there that it says 2, but I've got 5 slides, so I can go and say I want to present all the slides, which are my 5 slides. And how am I going to do the slideshow? Am I going to do that manually, or am I going to use timings? At the moment, we're just only going to do a manual slideshow. Once I'm done, I'm ready to show my slide as part of my presentation. Then I go OK. Then the last option is, of course, for you to go into the slideshow menu. When you go into the slideshow menu, Microsoft PowerPoint will actually do the slideshow for you.